me, chaps. I feel like I've been stuck in cardboard for a couple of weekends, and now I'm plastic free. So it's amazing. We're in this warehouse. What's it called again, Paul?
1027.
10:27. That's not the time I go to bed. That is a warehouse, apparently. So, guys, let's sit down, have a cup of tea, have a custard cream, have a cream egg.
Yeah,
it's almost,
I've still got some. Just.
I didn't even have a single. I had cream eggs.
Have you had the white cream eggs this year? Wowza.
I didn't have any eggs.
Anyway. I like cream eggs.
No.
Unpopular opinion, I could not care less about cream eggs.
You absolute monster.
They can all go. Yeah. I like eggs. I think chocolate tastes better in egg form than any other form.
Very quick story. When we were, 12, 13, my friend's mum dished out cream eggs on like a picnic. I wasn't there, but I was a bit into one, full of ants. Just pulled out.
Oh.
She got like loads. She got like $2,000 and ironically like big boxes of crappy cream eggs. She was like, "Why do I want them?" Anyway, that's the cream egg story done.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, I've been cream egged. You've been cream egged. Whole 3 at a time. That's all right.
Right.
Yes.
Paul, you've got something to tell us.
So for those that know or care, I'm sure there are many of us, we toy collectors had a little bit of news from Hasbro in the last week that they have decided and communicated out that from 2024 they will move back completely to window packaging, which will be the PET, which is the polyethylene tethamer, which is the easily recyclable, however not biodegradable, very thin form of plastic. They'll start bringing some back in this year, and the blister packs will therefore continue as well, which is good news. Obviously, very well received by collectors. Me certainly very well collected by it. And as we are such toy enthusiasts, I think it just brings a little victory back. I think for fans, it's not as big a victory as getting back to the levels of accessories we used to have. That would be a bigger victory. It's equally not as big a victory as getting the prices under control for the lesser quality, which would be the biggest victory. But in terms of small wins, it is an important one, and it's, well, I say that it's only important. I don't know what you guys think, but it's only important if you are a collector who opens everything, makes no difference to your life. So move along. Nothing. This is not the boxes you're looking for. You can go about your business. Move along. It's all fine for you. Your life continues. You can open your toys, play with them, carry on. If you, like me, I'm a hybrid. Certain figures of characters that I love, I buy two, and one is nice to display in the nice box where you can see it, and the other one is to take out and play around with. And then if you're total mint on card, this is a huge victory for you because that's your jam, basically. So that is quite good, but I don't know what you guys think. I'm not convinced this is the start of Hasbro listening to everything. Part of me thinks this is a bit of a distraction tactic. That if we give them windows back on packaging, they might forget about quality control and price increases for a while. Don't know what you guys think.
You could easily see the blister packaging being a way for them to add another £3 to each figure as well, and go, well, you guys wanted it, but unfortunately it costs money, and now all of our £20 figures are £30. So I do see that, but I will say that even for the people that open and play with their figures, I still think it's a victory in that it just gives you the ability to make sure that the paint job on your figure is good. Because that's the biggest problem for me, is not being able to see what the quality of my figure is before I take it out of the box, and not having that recourse to be able to get that refund on it if I disagree with the quality of the eye paint or eyebrows or anything like that. So yeah, really, really pleased to hear about it. Coincided nicely with Star Wars Celebration as well. It's almost like they planned it.
Yeah, and
really.
I was having a conversation. Well, we was having a chat in the comments on one of my videos on my YouTube channel the other day, and they were saying about, well, Yeah, sure, but you don't get windows with mezcos. And I went, no, sure you don't, but mezcos are so much more expensive, and premium market, you've almost got the guarantee of the quality in the box straight away. It's not
Correct.
about that for those. For these figures where you are, one, buying masses more, no one's army building mezcos, because it just doesn't happen. But when you are doing that, you absolutely want the reassurance. When you buy online, you always take that risk anyway, but that's the same for anything online, so it's consistent for everything. But if you're buying in hand, you want to know what you're buying straight away. Absolutely. So yeah, I totally agree with you, Chris. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I say, I am definitely an opener, but I do. I'm not a big fan of the blisters. I do find them annoying, and I do feel they're quite excessive. I don't know. Like I do like. I've got a few figures as they've been experimenting with plastic free, and also like the more, like for instance the Darth Vader that come out this weekend, where it's a hybrid almost. Like you've got the bit that opens, and then you've got it. The figure's on display, but there's no plastic. And I like that. To me, is a good halfway house. I don't mind there being a plastic sleeve over the front of it. In fact, I prefer that because it means no one's going to stick their finger in it and play with it. But I definitely think for the more boxed type things, I'd be happy if they had a card inside and they were tied to a card and you could see them like that.
Yeah, me too. Blister pack actually isn't a problem for me. I don't care. It's the window.
Same here. I mean, I'm on record 2 years ago probably when on some of my videos saying, absolutely, I hate all the plastic that comes inside the boxes. I hate all that. It's so unnecessary. They proved you don't need it, and other toy ranges have proved that for years. Like you say, even the cheaper ones you're buying, your lower age toys, where they just put in with the twine around it. They prove that you can do that. You don't need that at all. But the window's not about the vanity of it. The window's about checking that what I'm about to buy is actually what I want to buy. Yeah.
Well, I do think probably for in-box collectors, the blister means that the figure can be better posed, I guess, in the box. I guess that's the benefit
probably.
of it. Yeah. But yeah. But I do look, like I've got a couple of those ones. Like I've got an Andor. They're mainly the exclusive ones. I've got Andor. I've got the Jon Favreau. I've got the Captain Rex, and I've got the Boba Fett black one. And they're all like literally you open a flap or you pull something up, and they're now on display. And actually, they are the only figures I've not unboxed.
But there's no.
I don't feel I need to.
Exactly it. But that's cleverly designed for that. That's part of that figure, isn't it? It's part of that thing.
And I did obviously Chris's brilliant YouTube channel where he's reviewing the Revenge of a Jedi Darth Vader figure, and he did talk about the price being a bit high for a figure, especially a repaint. But to be honest, that packaging and the way you can display it, I thought 30 quid.
Agree.
I was happy with it, considering that I'm paying 25 quid for a normal figure.
That's the thing.
No, I completely agree with you. It was more that it was 38 including delivery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So but no, I agree with you. 30 quid for that figure's great.
Yeah, and the only other thing I would sort of say on the figure stuff is, I think Paul, you were saying about what our motives might be. I think it's sales. I mean, I think they've just generally lost
100%.
the sales from the people buying the two figures, and just generally people. So many people were saying they were
that was me. Most of them I would buy the doubles of because it's a great backdrop display, and two, it's certain ones I do want to keep because if ever I decide I can sell, there's some money there, or so my kids can do something afterwards. But you're right, it's absolutely again. I don't think it's come from a totally cynical view in Hasbro. It hasn't come from a place of we've listened and we've delivered. It's not. They've gone, me, our profits have dropped off a cliff because the mint on carders aren't buying any now probably, and the buy 'em, play 'em, pose 'em, display 'em lot are only buying one, so it's 50% drop.
Yeah. And again, I think it's important to note is also like the things like the vintage collection and the things that were literally cards with a bubble. They weren't changed, were they? They kept those.
Yeah.
And so there's no change on that. what I don't know if you also saw over the weekend, Star Action Figures. They put a post up on Facebook and on their blog around how they've been talking to Hasbro all weekend.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Yeah, and like the general gist of it to me was, having read it when I was very tired, so I might have got some of it wrong. But they'd have a lot really good face-to-face discussion with the guys in Hasbro. They felt a lot more positive. They've got a new brand manager for the UK, and obviously because some of the other bigger issues that you didn't mention, Paul, was more of the shipping and the limited allocations.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, that is a 3-hour podcast on its own for me. The whole pre-order sold out. How in the world can a pre-order not due to drop till 9 months time sell out? Are you absolutely kidding me? But and to be fair, you're right with the Star Action figure. There was a point 4 or 5 months ago when I thought Star were about to completely walk away from Hasbro. I mean, they were. I know they didn't out themselves. They got a bit blurry with them, and they did get really shit with them, and they probably realised that. I mean, I think he did admit it in one of his newsletters. He did, or a Facebook post, and he said I might have gone a bit too far. And I think he did, because he actually screen grabbed what he'd been saying to them. But there seems to have been, however they've arrived there, a shift. And some acceptance of on both sides by the sounds of it. We've gone a little bit too far. Yeah. And money will drive it. But fine, if money... is there any of us that have any problem with financial sustainability driving business decisions? No. None of us do. But actually what they were doing was actually driving it down because of their... In their quest for profit, they were actually driving it lower because they pushed so many things at the same time. People were going, well, screw you. I'll buy one thing. Or like I mean, Chris and I was saying the other day offline that the buying of the indie figures has become so problematic from Hasbro that you can drop out, go and get them somewhere else, get them in hand, and cancel those pre-orders now. And I've done that with. I had Molecule Man arrive today, the Avengers Wave. That's all I've had Marvel Legends this year. We're April. I've had one Marvel Legends this year.
I just don't pre-order anymore. I mean, I've got a fantastic store near me, Nova's, and so I'd rather give them my custom. They don't take pre-orders because they think it's such a shit system. So I just take a punt and hope that they end up there. And there's the odd stuff I have to chase, and also. Return of a Nerd in Taiwan. If you're stuck, he can get you them, and like he's very reasonable considering you get him shipped from Taiwan. So he's another great person to go to. I think Gary Mark Missing on Facebook.
What's his shop?
He's got a YouTube channel called Return of the Nerd, and he's got a load of handles, but he's definitely in the Black Series Collectors group. Gary Mark Missing is his name on Facebook, but he very, very reliable, absolutely. And like I say, you're normally getting the figures way before they come out in the UK. You're paying a little bit of a premium for it because you've got to get them shipped from Taiwan, but it's worth doing if you want these figures and you want to know you're definitely going to 100% get them. Yeah, he's the guy to go to. So
I think we're all quite lucky enough to be in a position where. Not the price doesn't matter, it does matter, but we're able to buy what we really want, and as long as the quality is good, I don't think we have an issue with paying. I'm not daft, I know what I'm buying when I order a Mezco. I know the cost. But I know what I'm getting for it as well, and that's me. I've got Mythic Legions coming soon with my first dive into them as well. They're not cheap because there's only one place you can get them in the UK, and I'm even experimenting out now. I've got some figures from Epic Hacks, which are barbarian skeleton, gladiator skeleton warriors that are going to go perfect with Conan and the Death Dealer. So I'm branching out my toy collecting habits, and do you know what? Some of that has come from the fact that I was kind of done with Marvel Legends for a while.
Yeah, no, I get it, and it's weird, isn't it? Because I still feel fairly new to all of this, even though my collection
would
look
tell
that
us
way.
To the contrary, my friend.
Yeah, completely. Sorry.
But it has been a real roller coaster ride, and part of me thinks, why have I done this? It's like, You know, really, I went in hard.
But do you think now, though, because of that, because it was it was accessible the last few years, and you could still get stuff and the quality was there, if you were starting what you've just done now, I don't think you could achieve it. And I don't, Chris, you probably think the same thing. And you know, we were again saying off air earlier, Chris was saying about, I can't believe just how many indie figures are now hitting out. I thought they were going to struggle to
fill them.
I can't believe how many literally Indiana Jones figures there are. I mean, they've got like four a film now.
Arm it down on the indie mold.
Every new figure had less clothes.
Yeah, it was. It was
the Action Man pants one.
Indie without a shirt. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say one last thing on pre-orders as well. When you were talking about that, is that because I've been doing it even less time than you, Cole, and until this Indie Rage came out, I found it incredibly difficult to find new figures for me to collect because I've been very niche with the type of figures that I wanted to get. But I will say that pre-orders have taken some of the joy out of buying figures for me, and there's something to be said for the hunt, for the search, and pre-orders completely remove that. So I only pre-ordered 2 of the initial range, which an unnamed online retailer's let me down on anyway. But I don't think I'll be pre-ordering again because I think that I want that thrill of the hunt a little bit. And I also think that a couple of the figures are going to be cheaper at some point anyway. And I'm comfortable enough, especially with the amount of figures we're talking about with Indie and the way they're doing main waves, but they're doing part waves of retail exclusives in between. I'm not going to need to get all 5 figures on day one because I've got pre-orders already for the next wave that haven't even supposed to have been released yet. So I think I'm going to be dotting around with figures all over the place. So pre-orders for me, I think I'm done. Yeah. So that was all I was going to say.
Yeah, I think Mickey always takes the piss out of me because he thinks I wait until they can come really rare and I have to pay over the odds for figures rather than just buying them there and then. But, sometimes you're not in the mood for that one or...
Yeah, it's the risk you take, isn't it? It's part of the joy of buying.
It's also the benefit of, I'm relatively lucky. I've got pretty much... if I was going to do a full list of everyone I'd want, character-wise, I'm 95% there. So unless there's a reissue that I absolutely missed years ago, or it was a crap figure the first time around but the upgrade looks better, I'm not in that urgent need, so I'm much more picky now. I have hardly any pre-orders in Marvel stuff. I say I'm really branching out, diversifying into other stuff, or going for more of these premium bad boys, as you can see behind me.
I will say though, from Celebration, there was quite a few of the figures I would like to pre-order. I was really tempted because some of the figures look great, but one of them in particular, the Black Kuristan Black Series figure, apparently it's not even coming out in the UK. It's not going to be stocked.
I can't believe that.
Like, what?
No, really not. It had propulsion to it. Because even the Walmart Collecticons and the Targets exclusives and the GameStop exclusives, all that, they all come through Pulse. I'd be staggered if that was the case.
Yeah.
Staggered.
So it's just I want to get these figures, but again, if they mess around, I'll just get them from my old matey boy in Taiwan. I'll just get that.
So it is a small victory to win now, but it is also this is, to be honest, in reflection, this is the golden era of collecting. For me, because I'm lucky I can afford to get the ones I want. Figures are still amazing at this time. Yes, there's been some quality issues on maybe a few ones, but figures are still amazing. They're still super fun. I'm more and more into my setups and scenes and pictures and all that sort of thing as well, which I get just loads of enjoyment out of, despite spending 45 minutes to set one thing up, and I put the figure up and it falls over fucking immediately and knocks everything else over and ruins it. But that's a first world problem. So it is nice just to have a little victory, although it's not come from a place of good from Hasbro, but it is a little victory.
Yeah, you're totally right. Totally right.
Cool. Well, that's amazing. It means I don't have to think about the damage to my pants. I don't know what I'm saying.
I
I'm so
I
tired.
stop ripping the boxes open in the shops before I buy them. It's great.
Yeah, we wouldn't want you to damage your pants because that's exactly totally where the toy conversation was going. I was looking at you
I don't know
thinking,
what I was trying to say.
thinking, you having a stroke? Look at that.
It's reliving that skiff thing.
Yeah, I'm still stuck in my skiff. No, it's good news. Let's hope the good news continues with collecting toys. So let's pack the thermos flask away. Let's chuck away all the wrapping. chuck out the window. And let's get ready to roll on this old TARDIS. I've got stuff to do, guys. Stuff to do. So I'm going to get going doing stuff. So anything you want to promote?
Normal for me, having spent a lot of time talking about toys, please. The Mighty Marvel Show, some unboxings, and some posing sets I've been working on. So yeah, check that out. Thanks very much.
And Christopher?
Yeah, likewise. My new YouTube channel, Geek Figure Fan, really appreciating the support so far. Please go over there and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And my indie reviews are coming.
So did you actually get some figures now?
Yes. Well, I've ordered 4. I managed to get one of my 2 pre-orders. Another pre-order another one that what I didn't pre-order has now come out general sale, and then 2 of the other.
Is that
three
bikini,
from the main
Andy?
Okay, right. And so the channel's ready to go.
That.
Awesome. And
Yes.
I'm just going to tell you to go to nerdynostalgia.co.uk, and you can get my art prints and my cards from there. You can also get them in person if you go to Nerd Base in Battlebridge in Wickford or Nerd Base in Cirencester. You can also get them in Galactic Attic in Cardiff. So go buy some cards and tell them that you want more. And you'd also like them to stock more of my art, because that'd be nice. And yeah, apart from that, you've been fantastic. I've been fantastic. Punch it, Chewy, Geronimo. I don't want to go. Sashay away. Go, 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 Grease Lightning.